What's going on, Junkies? It's Kenshiro. We're back with Culture Junkies Live, and we got a really special show in store for you guys today. Last Friday, we happened to be invited to the soft opening for Ready Player One, which is Detroit's newest barcade sensation, and we've got the owners, Muhammad and Wael, joining us today. How you doing, gentlemen?
Great. Good. How you doing?
Awesome, awesome. Thanks for inviting us out. We had a fantastic time. I can't tell you enough. We had a fantastic time. It was great. Also joining the show is going to be GQ. He's been away for a while, but he's back. What's up, bro?
Not too much. Been traveling as usual. I'm back. Had to definitely stop by Ready Player One because that was an awesome place.
That it was.
You guys will definitely see more of that later on in the show.
Absolutely will. And Super Nerd Plus is up. You got a better connection, sir.
I know, right?
Oh. Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. Way to upgrade. Way to upgrade. Right. And last but certainly not least, the great one, the great Dr. Kuji. What's up, brother?
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you.
All right, so I'm not gonna hold you up. I'm not gonna hold you guys up. We got a great show in store. But as I told you, we went to Ready Player One last Friday for their soft open. Their grand opening is coming up this Friday. But before we get that, we actually put together a nice little video for Muhammad and Wael based on our experiences at Ready Player One, and we kind of want to share that with you guys. So stay tuned and look at this.
Wael and I came up with the idea. We're longtime friends, lifetime gamers. Our whole life, that's all we do is play video games, hang out. And we realized we want to do a business, try to make some money off what our passion is. And we realized that this concept hasn't really been done in Detroit, so we wanted to try to tackle it, and here we are.
We were kind of afraid to go down the bar because we didn't know how do you get a liquor license, what's the first step? And after a while we started seeing these little pop-ups all over the country of different bar and arcades. And we're like, there's nothing like that around here, or at least nothing good. So we said, let's go after it. So the process maybe started 3 years ago with just an idea and a business plan. And it kind of blossomed into, finding, banking, financing, accruing all these arcades. And, it all just kind of came together. So it's just an idea from two guys, and it all came together at the end. We were both born in '86, so we kind of cut the back end of '86 or the '80s. But that early '90s had a big '80s hangover, so that's the movies, the music is something that really influenced me. With all the murals that you can see around the bar, the colors, the atmosphere, the arcades. We just thought it was a good time period of nostalgia, kind of like the era we really wanted to capture to get a good atmosphere for it.
Our chef is he's been all around the country training under Michelin star chefs. What we wanted to do was we wanted to take foods that we all like, we all ate growing up, nothing crazy, not a steak, nothing like that. Put a little twist on it so it's not the same old like you're having it at home, but an actual chef is making it. Our names are really inspired by the video game culture, by pop culture, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's some cool names out there.
House rules, we knew just kind of visiting other arcades that they had their own house rules, and that's something we wanted to bring in this. So we wrote them down one by one, what we wanted to list. And we had our friend Max, who's a bartender here. He does our graphic design, and he made these wonderful signs that you see posted on the bar.
What makes Ready Player One stand out is definitely the amount of machines we have, the variety of machines we have. And to be honest with you, we really focused and honed in on downtown Detroit scene is pretty expensive, and we kind of pride ourselves on having, blue-collar prices. You're not going to find a drink for 15, 20 bucks on our menu. You're not going to find food items for 20, 25 bucks. Everything's affordable. Everything is geared towards the regular person, the regular gamer. So, hope that brings them in.
Well, we hope you guys really enjoyed that. We had a really great time filming it, guys. Let's go ahead and tell these guys what we thought of the soft open for Ready Player One. I myself found it refreshing to have, the location is great. That's one thing, but the food, the atmosphere, everything about it was just fantastic. Well, what were some of your memories of it, GQ?
Like you basically hit a lot of them. I mean, the food. I'm hoping that macaroni dish that was showed in the film is going to not the film, this video. I hope that's going to be there at the grand opening because I'm definitely going to eat a lot more of that. I mean, all the food was great. The atmosphere was awesome. You guys picked a great selection of games. I mean, it really feels like you're stepping back into your childhood for some of us that grew up in the 80s and the 90s and that sort of thing. So it's definitely an outstanding experience, and I definitely enjoyed it.
Cool, definitely glad you liked it. We definitely try to hit a nice collection of games, all different types. So, that was one thing we really wanted to make sure happened.
Yeah, you guys definitely hit the nail on the head with it, man. It was outstanding. The setup is excellent, and like I said, the location is outstanding too.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of comments from our friends on Facebook, and their comments are actually on the screen. Andrew J. Morton, welcome to the show. We want to thank you for watching us. Yes, it is downtown. Is in downtown Detroit. Whereabouts? Where is it, guys? Right about what was it? Fort and
Brush.
Fort and Brush.
Greektown area. We're just a block north, a couple blocks north of Jefferson there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and right in Fort and Brush, you said our main entrance is on Brush Street, though. There's two entrances. So we just, you'll see our sign there on Brush Street. And like I said, it's a block away just from that main Greektown area. We have parking on all four sides. And it's just, it's just an awesome feel, especially going down there in the basement and being there at night.
Yeah, I mean, like GQ brought up, the food was fantastic. But also the drinks, our resident, drunk lush. The super nerd. I know you sampled some of the drinks. What? You not getting upset? Are you all? You always come on the show with a drink in hand, so you are the resident lush, are you not? Oh, see, there you go. You're right there with a drink. So anyway, they had a bunch. They had a bunch of spirits there. Talk about what you thought of the drinks there, dude.
Oh man, that oatmeal stout that I had was amazing. It went well with the fries. The fries with the garlic aioli.
Yo, those fries were the truth, dude. Those fries were so good.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yes. What were you saying about the oatmeal stout?
That's the new Holland Poet Stout. That's the what you're drinking right there.
Yes, that was beautiful. Like I've had oatmeal stouts before, but that was probably the best one I had. Like that was really good. And,
good. We tried to have a nice mix on there.
And like I said, it meshed well because if you're a beer drinker like I am, and certain beers mesh well with food, and that went well with fries. Those fries were spectacular.
Good.
Could you guys get one beer in? It's because it is beer.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. It's called. It's quiet you. It's called Final Absolution, right? And one of the main reasons that we know about Final Absolution is made by Dragon's Mead. They're out of Warren, Michigan. Absolutely fantastic beer, but it sounds like something that's supposed to be in a video game.
Right.
Final Absolution.
Right.
So like that one right there. If you guys have the means to get it, it's going to be a number one.
Let me speaking on that note. If you guys were to name your own beer, you guys let's say we wanted a house beer. What would you call it? We got a chance to name our own beer, and we're like, what is it? We have no clue. And like, if it's our own beer, we wanted to sound cool, not just Ready Player One drink.
Well, that's a very good idea. Why don't we open it up to maybe we get some suggestions in the comments? You guys fire away. What do we want to name the house beer for Ready Player One? But anyway, let's talk a little bit about not just food, but the games, the atmosphere, the music that I heard there. The music that you guys were playing, let me tell you. The one thing that stood out to me while we were sitting there, we were munching after we kind of taped the commercial for these guys. What hit? I'm a sexy boy. It was Shawn Michaels' intro music. I was like, what the hell, dude? Really? I was like, this is awesome. And then we heard what else did we hear? We heard a little bit of Gin and Juice.
Yep.
I heard Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
Did you really?
I was the Schoolhouse Rock remixes that came out in the 90s.
Nice.
I had a friend who had the box set for it, and I was like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh my goodness, I haven't heard this in like 20 some odd years.
I think the craziest one if you would have had played was the soundtrack to Streets of Rage 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, especially the bar scene. Oh, oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah. Oh, we'll get it on there.
Yeah, right.
We'll get it
we
on
still
there.
got time.
Always adding stuff. We had Britney Spears playing last night too at the end.
Oh,
Hey, it's
okay.
true.
We had everything. Whatever you
All right.
time.
All right, so check it out. One of the suggestions coming from Andrew J. Morton, who says he's going to be a regular pretty soon. He said, call the beer one-ups.
Yeah, it's okay.
Some people like it, some people don't.
You know, like you said, like this has got to be good. You know, like right when we came up with the name, and not that that's bad. He just kicked me under the seat. It's not bad. Gotta make it good. Like it's your thing. You go all out. You know. Let's. I'm telling the audience.
I think one ups isn't that.
No. It's great. It's great. You want, like we say us.
He's mad because I already called it one ups before.
No. You just you bring it out. Like let's shotgun ideas as our general manager always says. Just throw them at the wall, see what happens.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's usually one way you get it done. I mean, you put a couple of suggestions out there, and then you see enough of them up. Sometimes you end up combining, two of them or something together. So
right.
It just depends. I mean, like I said, I personally though, the way I would look at it, because I'm more of a marketing guy, I'd make a local contest out of it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like for the patrons or something like.
That's cool. That's definitely a good idea.
Yeah. I have to name it.
All right, that's all you then.
That's like creating a character and letting someone else name it, like your favorite game.
Right.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like that San Andreas character creation.
Right.
That's tough.
Up in there.
All right. Well, actually, I ended up seeing a couple more. There is Beerio. I don't know about that one. There is let's see. Muhammad's wife has popped in. She said, "Ready Player Drunk." I kind of like that one. Ready Player Drunk. Anthony Mentor says, "Culture Rush." Kind of like that. Stephanie says, "The Nerdy and Dirty Drink Mix." Maybe. I don't know. There's some pretty good ones there. There's some pretty good ones there.
We'll find something.
Yeah, we'll definitely find something. So let's talk a little bit also about the games that we had there. There were some games that I hadn't seen in quite a while. One in the comments actually said, is there how many Simpsons arcade machines were there? And I said, well, there was one definitely in there. There's a Turtles in Time cabinet in there. There was a 6-player X-Men, of course. But the one that seemed to be like really popping off, other than Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which is kind of where we spent most of our night, was NFL Blitz 2000. I mean, like we had dudes over there, and they were like, this was 4-player Blitz, and they were just getting into it, man. It was some really fun stuff. So talk to us about the kind of what led you to select those games to go with first, and if you're gonna have any more.
You want to start?
Sure. I mean, those games, how we selected them, there was a point where we were thinking, what do we get? How many? We have this selection of arcades we can get. We have money to spend on here to make this place awesome. So where do you start? Do you go with all the classics? People recommended. Get your Froggers, your Centipedes, your Pac-Mans. All the really really old, like awesome older stuff. But then we're like, those are really cool. But our kind of era was that early '90s. Stuff. You had
the Simpsons, the Turtles, the X-Men, 6-player arcade, right?
Exactly, like the ones we have here. So
you guys just named those exactly.
So we're like, okay, we got to get a bunch from a bunch of different time frames. So that's where how we got this collection we have now. And then we're like, well, now we need to cover all our bases. Get a couple single player games. Really wanted a lot of 4-player games and 2-player games, just because we wanted to make it more social.
Right, multiplayer was really important in our decision making. So
right, and just was it multiplayer? Was it maybe a harder one you couldn't find, or a more one you didn't see very often? And then it was, well, we got to get our sports games. We got to get the classics. So, and everybody had Blitz. Blitz was the one we had to have, absolutely. And actually, we got lucky that has NBA Showtime on it.
Right,
as well.
Showtime's up there. I don't know if it's better than NBA Jam, but I mean.
I saw the NBA Jam. I said, "Oh my God, they're really taking it back."
Oh yeah.
Well, heck, you also had that the NHL Open Ice. I mean, that was another one that you didn't see too often.
Right,
I mean,
right. That
was
one's
a good multiplayer sports
a tough
game.
one to find, and we're happy we got a
Yep.
hands on one.
I remember seeing that one back in the day as well. I just don't think it ever got as popular as Blitz or as Jam, NBA Jam.
Right.
Yeah, no,
But it was fun.
Yeah. Oh no, it definitely was. But I think Blitz was just one of those things where it was just such a. It was like it was the football game you knew, but it was the football game that you also wanted. It was like extra brutal, late hits, super
Right.
fast paced. That's what made
And
Blitz
it's
so interesting.
right on it too.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's very, I mean, it was a good game too, like just as a video game. I mean, it was pitching back and then like passing multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just so simple. That made it. Yep.
Oh, I got 2 questions for you guys. Talk about the pinball machine you gutted out and put an N64 in. Also, tell us about the actual bar countertop. If the guests may not know or will see it eventually, but for the people who don't know, tell them about that bar countertop.
So first, as far as I guess the N64, our kitchen supplier, he's a good friend of ours, Ivan. He had these a couple of arcades. He actually just said, "Hey, here you go. I'm not easy. No, I know you guys
Right,
have one. We're doing what we're doing." So he got us a Shinobi
Real
cabinet.
quick, yeah, he got a Shinobi. I was just about to say.
Yeah, he got us a
That's
Shinobi
awesome.
cabinet. He got. Oh yeah, he got. What else did he get us?
The pinball.
Yeah, he actually in the pinball machine. But the pinball machine was like, I think it's called Trident from 1979. And it was the older style of pinball machines.
But it was complete. It was dead. I mean, it's been dead for years.
Right,
and
there's
years,
no-
so there was
it-
no bringing it
It
back.
wouldn't have been worth it. So what we did was we'll say, well, what are we gonna do with it? We had
We were going to use it as art originally.
right. We took out the play field actually, and when you walk in our door to the left on the brick wall, you can see the play field of that pinball machine.
Right. And
So then it kind of sat there for a while, and they were like, we wanted 1 or 2 N64s. Our first idea is on the very back wall behind us
where the pinballs are
was
now.
to line a bunch of tube TVs, like one of different levels, and have like a lot of them of like
N64s,
Super Nintendos.
Genesis, all that.
But we were just so tight on space and like really wanted to pack this place with arcades, so we couldn't do
Right.
that. But we still wanted like a console, and we're going to add some more consoles in the future. But we're like, let's do this thing. We wanted the idea was first N64 on the wall, but then space, put it here, put it there. Space was the biggest issue. We're going crazy. They're like, let's just get an idea. Find a screen that fits, which it's hard to find a 29-inch screen, we found out. And then we're like, let's see what we can do with it. And we put it in there. It was real easy, to do. And you just pop some holes in it. And we knew we just had to get Mario Kart in there the first time. Like, absolutely, it worked great. But other than that, we still have to, snazz it up. It's still not done yet, but we saw how much people love playing it. So the goal is maybe if an arcade goes out and it's not worth fixing it, maybe we can convert that to and you actually use the screen as an N64 game or SNES, whatever system we want.
And then the second question was the bar top.
Yes.
The bar top actually came about by really, it was originally going to be concrete. Can you see that?
Oh, nice.
So originally it was going to be a concrete slab. We found out someone built the bar.
I'm just slowly dragging the laptop upside down. But yeah, you guys get the gist of it.
So it was going to be concrete slab, and then that didn't work. So we had to really just come up with something, and we had one shot. And we have comics and video games. We laid down, we layered them, and we looked online and we seen an idea of pouring epoxy on top of a bar, and we're like, we can just put video games and comics in it because
right. Epoxy itself is a pretty common bar top that a lot of people can make at home, and they do it commercially too. And when we saw these epoxy ideas, that you could literally put anything in there, and it's going to harden in 24 hours, and you got like almost indestructible bar top. So we're like, okay, what can we do with it? And we just, it just came to this.
We tested it at home first.
Right. There's a lot of bad ideas of what will go in. And we were like, let's just kind of go safe with comics and video games.
Jurassic Park was our test cartridge.
Yes.
Nice.
I hated that game.
I love
That game was hard, dude.
Maybe I just sucked at it. I was just terrible at it.
I'm glad you guys didn't ruin any really good games. Like, oh, I'm gonna case this one forever.
We'll never play it again.
Just
Dido's luck, they got a stadium events in there.
As long as you never ever put Superman 64 in there, you're good in my book.
No,
I would have encased that. I would have put that in there.
Honestly.
Oh, dude, no! Don't do that to people. No, don't do that to them. That's terrible. You want them to die? That's terrible. So anyway, guys, over on Facebook, people are loving you guys. Lots of comments, lots of feedback. They're asking, what games that you have. We're trying to run in the comments and tell them what they are. One guy, No Gameu No Raifu, says, he's wondering if you guys were in. He said, please, please, please let this be in Richmond, Virginia, and unfortunately you're not. That absolutely shows that, that there's an absolute demand for this type of nostalgia. So let's go ahead and let's get to the grand opening. The grand opening is this Friday, correct?
Yes, it is.
All right, so why don't you guys tell us a little bit about what we can expect coming up this Friday? Like, is there going to be new menu additions or, any other games? How many people do you expect to come to this Friday?
So the reason why we closed until, between our soft opening and our grand opening is to kind of look at all the feedback we got. What can we do, our little fixes to make this better, continue to do some maintenance on the arcades, because that's going to be an ongoing thing, and, tweak our menus a bit too, and both bar and our food menus. So, when people come back for the grand opening, we hope to offer a little bit more, but like we talked about menu items, and our chef has talked about adding a Krispy Kreme burger. So
the Lex Luthor.
The Lex Luthor, we're going to call it.
Oh,
and that sounds awesome. Another thing, chorizo tacos he's going to add, and any other
vegetarian chorizo tacos.
Right. And we tried them; those tasted awesome. Even though they're vegetarian, they sound amazing. I'm not a vegetarian. I probably wouldn't eat it normally, but it tasted great. What else? There's a couple other menu items, and
we don't want to give it all away.
Right.
Spoilers are we're all in the pop culture. Spoilers are bad. We can't tell you everything.
Oh, that's true.
But there's going to be jalapeno poppers. There's going to be mozzarella sticks, and hot chips, like crumbling hot chips.
Oh wow, he's doing that.
Yes.
Wow.
That's going to be sweet.
All right, I've got a suggestion for the house brew.
Okay.
All right, so this might be the simplest thing in the world, but it's a kind of a play on words because obviously the name of the bar is Ready Player One. Nobody ever talks about Player Two, so why don't you call it Ready Player Brew?
Oh, I kind of like that. That's kind of nice.
That's number one so far.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. I like that. That's GQ with the come on up. That's nice. Very nice.
He even knew it was gonna be sweet. Like, look at him.
He's like, I got
yeah, I know.
Listen up.
That's a good one. Right there.
Let's see. We got a couple of feedbacks, and it looks like this was from someone that was actually at the soft open last Friday. Rima Zalgout says I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. Says the pretzels are the bomb. Hopefully they'll still be on the menu. I love the fries. I know they'll be on the menu along with the with the mac and cheese, the butternut mac and cheese that GQ had. That was also really good. How do you feel about like booking events and things like that? Because we have a friend, Mike Riley, and his wife has a book club, and she says her next book club meeting is going to be down there at your bar. How would you handle like events or things like that, bookings?
That's something we're definitely going to do, and we're actually this week, doing a couple of meetings on as far as event planning and with the packages, that we're going to get involved with it. So, very shortly, I'm sure after this week, we're definitely going to push and kind of reach out to anyone who does want to plan an event. We've already had some bookings in the future, not to close down the whole bar, which we are willing to do depending on, the event and the day. But, coming in for a meetup, getting a holiday party ready. So it's, we're already getting it rolling. So if anybody does, want to plan an event,
just reach out to us on email, Facebook, any way you get a hold of us. No issue. We got, drink plans and food plans for events. We're going to have, if you want whatever games you want there, maybe we're going to have rotation of games. If you want different games, we'll be able to do that in the future. I mean, that's the plan for it. I mean, we really just are gonna cater to whatever the person wants, the party, whatever it is. So that's the direction we're going.
We have the place for it. I mean, if I wasn't, working here, I'd be here.
Right.
Actually, quick question. Somebody in the chat, Andrew says, "How do you guys feel about having emulators in one of the cabinets in there, like the pinball was set up, the gutted pinball machine, have an emulator game,
or maybe even similar to what Darian has in his basement, where it's like an arcade cabinet, but it might have like maybe a Raspberry Pi with an emulator set up with like a whole bunch of things. How do you feel about that kind of stuff?
We would love to do that, but being like a commercial use and emulators, we can't really do that. I guess we could always do it, but if we get caught, they'll make us take it down or pay fines.
Yeah, I think with all the work you guys have put into it, it's not worth the risk.
Right, exactly. It's all about licensing issues, and luckily the arcades were made for commercial use, so there's no issues with that. But yeah, I mean, emulators would be great.
Otherwise, yes, we would have emulators. And so, I mean, I got a Raspberry Pi.
So what's most likely going to happen is we'll have a cabinet with NES or SNES or N64 with a good selection of games. Like we had Mario Kart in there mainly. We had WCW versus NWO for a little bit on Friday too. So just
and WWF No Mercy.
Yeah, No Mercy. So we have a few different games you like to rotate on there.
Dude, No Mercy was like the best wrestling game, dude. It was seriously the best.
I agree. I think that was. I mean, the N64 wrestling games were the best, and then No Mercy was just like the combination of all the good things from all the rest of the wrestling games in N64. That was the latest one on N64, right? There wasn't one after that.
No, I think that was like the last one, wasn't it?
They had like maybe Nitro Thunder or something like that, but I mean, they didn't really.
That was Acclaim, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yes.
Might have been. Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, because THQ ended up getting the license eventually, and then it was always, the PS2 games, and then obviously it turned over to what they have now, which I think is Jack specific now or something like that.
Right.
Rest in THQ.
Rest in peace.
Right. So guys, about the menu coming up for this weekend, or for this weekend, is there going to be any changes, adjustments to the menu? What did you find that worked or didn't work that people might be able to expect?
We found that everything sold pretty well as far, and we had a lot of different reviews, and they kind of hit all topics, like desserts, like our rice bricks, we call them our Rice Krispie treats, and even the novelty of cookies and milk at night in a bar.
Yes.
Honestly, I wasn't sure how that was going to work, and I liked it, but who knew? And it was a hit. It did great. And things like our wings, that was our biggest seller by far with our Rock and Rye barbecue sauce. But it just kind of went down.
Like we mentioned, we're going to add a few items to each section of the menu. And
and our mac and cheese, we have our meatloaf sliders, or we call them our Super Meat Boy sliders. We changed the name.
Nice.
Also, our fries.
Super Meat Boy sliders. I like that. That's cool.
Our fries are called Marty McFries.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Very nice.
I'm trying to think of some stuff like that just to keep it fun. But as we kind of name out these items, meatloaf, mac and cheese, Rice Krispies, you'll notice a theme of stuff like we grew up, kind of the home style food, just cafeteria food like meatloaf, but chefs in the back making these awesome sliders.
Right.
So that's what we kind of stay with that theme of kind of that nostalgic food you grew up with.
And they're all like small finger food things. I'm sorry, GQ.
Yeah. Oh no, you're good. I'm going to nickname that aioli sauce. Nickname that crack.
Woo! That stuff was so good.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
If you guys ever needed a side business, you could bottle that stuff and sell it. Man. And
that stuff was good. Awesome. That stuff was awesome. Really good. Let's see. One suggestion. Stephanie says that she would love to have some nacho cheese with the pretzels instead of the sauce that you guys served. But I kind of liked the sauce. I thought it was good. But everything goes good with that aioli sauce. It was good.
That's a good point. Our chef was most likely going to come up with a type of queso sauce to go with that, because we've had that. So expect that with it. It normally comes with a miso butter, but he's going to do some.
Ooh, miso.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Here's another good question from Andrew Wiltsey, who actually I work with, one of my buddies at work. He says, "What about specialty expansion, as in like doing maybe like a VR machine or something like that, like one of Oculus Rifts or something like that? What do you think?"
I mean, if the industry for VR was like bumping right now, we'd be all over it. I mean, we definitely have already talked about bringing in an Oculus Rift or a Vive, whichever VR it is, but it's just
people getting drinking and also playing and the amount of space it'll take up. It wasn't functional enough for us to do it. I feel like that would work good in like a folding warehouse type thing where you have like just a bunch and a lot of room to play with your friends.
Yeah, but sometime in the future, probably.
Right. Maybe we'll open that.
Yeah. Ready Player 2 VR.
There you go.
Hey, there you go. There you go. I like that.
Not only that, to be 100% honest, because I have the PlayStation VR and I'm like super protective of that thing, so I couldn't imagine.
That's true. I have mine and just in the back.
Right. So it's like I couldn't even imagine like having like just a bunch of basically strangers, essentially customers, partially drunk or fully drunk, whatever it may be, trying to mess with that thing. It's like that's an $800 headset. I swear to God, you can't. No.
I mean, there's no real commercial VR product out there for drunks playing it, which is
for drunks playing it.
Drunks, whatever. Oops.
No, but he's 100% right though. I mean, it's because the thing is, it's like when you think of VR, it's very personal. It's a very you're in there, you're doing whatever. There's no real VR party game right now, or anything. It's just basically people are gonna be laughing at you, but it's like when you're playing VR.
I did read something either maybe today or yesterday where they have a multiplayer co-op VR where you all put it and you're in the same area in the same game.
World.
I don't know how that works.
Isn't Bridge Crew like that? Star Trek Bridge Crew? I think it's like that.
It might be, but I mean, even still, could you imagine how big of a space you would need just to do that?
You'd have to go show up with your VR rig and
yeah,
so it's
that's like its own room.
All right, well, let's ask about this. How many people are you guys expecting to maybe hit out? Like, what's the capacity the foot traffic you're expecting to see this Friday?
We just see it. I mean, it got real busy. And it just got busier during the week from Saturday to Sunday. And I mean, we got hundreds of people each day, and we really do anticipate and are getting ready for it being busier than that. Just the entire time we're open, hopefully.
100 million people are going to come here.
There you go.
Yeah, so we're trying to get we're expecting it to be very busy. The soft opening got packed, and it was just a soft opening. We did allow a lot of walk-ins, but we knew that once we opened, especially with all the reviews and all the hype, that it can be just a packed place this Friday.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was really tight packed. A lot of people there. A lot of people were there. A lot of foot traffic. How would you contest, or actually, how would you deal with maybe some overflow of maybe you guys reach capacity? How would you deal with that?
I mean, I guess to be honest, we don't have anything special in place for we do have on Friday and Saturday night when we think we probably would be hitting capacity. We do have people at the door watching out for that, and it just have to be a way. A lot of places remedy that with a cover at the door, and we don't want to head that direction.
I mean, honestly, we would never want to charge a cover. So
if there's hundreds of people who want to come here and we're at capacity and stuff, I mean.
And one thing we can remedy that, and luckily it was really good operationally this past weekend, is by good ticket times and good service, and getting people their drinks, and getting them in and out if they want to be, and just keep that flow moving. So our team really did a great job. Everybody, there wasn't really a new person to the industry, so we had a good group of veterans, and they just hit on all cylinders. They did great.
That's definitely something I want to touch on. I'm glad you brought that up. That was another thing that I definitely can't commend you guys highly enough on, is the staff was amazing.
Absolutely.
It was, because normally you go to a bar, especially, if it's a newer one or whatever, you get there, and it's like your waitress comes or your server comes, and it's like, okay, I ordered this, ordered that, whatever, and you don't see them for like a good 10, 15 minutes, and then you get your food and you don't see them for another good 10 or 15 minutes after that, and it's like, nope. With you guys, it was like, do you need anything? It was always, somebody coming up asking if was everything good. So I mean, it's like, I hats off to you guys for that, because that's
Thank you.
the one thing that a lot of places get wrong. Restaurants that have been around for forever, they still get it wrong. But you guys had that on point, so definitely a great thing.
And on that point about our team, I really feel like we were put together like the X-Men. Like,
nice.
We put a show together about how we picked the employees, how they joined the team, and we went through hell and back, but it was awesome. And now we got a sweet team. I mean,
they did great.
And you guys just said it's awesome. Thank you guys.
I have to say the avocado fries were awesome. Some of the avocado. Listen.
I didn't like those. If there was one thing on the menu I didn't like, that it was that. But I don't really like avocado fry. I don't really like avocado like that. Anyway, but please.
I love avocados. I will destroy avocado.
Well, what made them so good, dude? What made them so good? Let us know.
It's a good healthy fat, number one. Might be deep fried, but I think the sauce complemented the avocado, and plus I never seen avocado fries, so come on now.
Oh yeah,
don't be a hater.
It's a vegan option too, so that always helps.
That's what I'm saying. So
right.
Shout out to the vegans out in the world. Avocado fries.
Right.
So yeah. No, cool. So awkward.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No, that's okay. See, he's already tipped it up. How many glasses is that, dude?
Probably my fourth, maybe.
There he is. So anyway,
where he's gonna be on Friday night.
Absolutely right. He's gonna be right down there. Okay. All right.
My girlfriend puts my drinks in front of the camera.
Wow! Look at that. She ratted you out. She drank the whole bottle. Oh, look at that. She ratted you out. Wow. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, guys. Hey. So what exactly? We got the grand opening getting ready to come up. We know that's going to be a smash success. What's going to be what's the future for RPO? Like, where do you see this going? Like the game rotation. Like I saw a couple of people asking for certain games that you guys didn't necessarily have in there yet. Like I saw one guy asking for Battletoads. I know you guys don't have that. There's a couple of other classic games that are that you don't
get that one. That one was on our list, but couldn't.
Like as far as the game rotation, like, do you have any other games that aren't on the floor right now, and will you rotate them out, like, to kind of keep the selection a little bit fresh?
Absolutely, we're gonna definitely take suggestions and see if there's a really big push for a certain video game, we're gonna try and get it if we can find it. And it comes with things with maintenance issues, whether it's worth to maybe sell instead of just try and fix. Is that a headache? And also, if we just find a good deal on a good arcade that we think is going to be a hit that maybe people have never tried, we'd go after those as well. Just trying to keep it fresh that way.
The connection just died, Dexter.
No, that makes sense though. I mean, you always want to make sure you're keeping it, because I think that was one of the issues with a lot of arcades back in the day. I mean, granted, I don't understand the business from the business side of things, but as a gamer back when I was younger, it was like, okay, I've beaten every machine in here, and you guys rarely get anything new. I'm about to find a different arcade to go to. So yeah, keeping it fresh is a great idea.
Right. I mean, and the nature of the business is sometimes if a machine goes down, if it's either if it's not worth fixing, there's games in rotation. And Metro Detroit is, believe it or not, has a huge collection of games out there with people with private collections and different varieties and all that. So we don't have much in a Rolodex, if you will, but they're available, and we're in contact with the right people to have a fresh lineup.
Right. I mean, right now we have a huge collection just ourselves. This is one of the bigger collections out there. But it all came from somewhere. We met a lot of good people, a lot of good technicians, a lot of good sellers. So we know where to go. Even if we
keep it fresh, right?
Well, yeah, that was the thing that got me when I first met you guys. I'm like, hey, did you check on this arcade that it closed down, or this one? It's like you guys had hit them all already. I'm like, okay, there's nothing I can add to this conversation. But I mean, it's cool that you guys, like I said, you went out of state, to get some of them, like you were saying. So I'm like. Yeah, so I mean that's awesome, man. That is awesome.
Super Nerd, you had something, right?
like my plan is definitely to get some Tekken in here. Maybe
But you did get some
Soul
Tekken
Calibur.
requests.
Soul Calibur. Oh.
Yes.
How'd
I
you
mean,
say?
yeah.
You
Tekken,
know,
Soul Calibur.
it would be nice to have one or two of like a newer arcade from like the mid 2000s when it was like better screen, better graphics. Those are always cool to see too. They took it to a different level too.
I agree.
Somebody had just cover all your bases.
Somebody had just mentioned Killer Instinct. Now, there was one issue with Killer Instinct arcade machines is that they were run off of a hard drive, and the hard drives and a lot of them fail. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys experience.
Everything fails in all these machines.
Yeah.
That's
There's Dragon's Lair 1 and 2 and Space Ace run off a Laserdisc player.
Oh yeah, that too.
So, can you fix it? I mean, you're trying to find the same
they don't even make
that makes it that's compatible with arcades.
Right.
So that's another issue. Just trying to find certain niche arcades out there that have parts or just replacements.
What about some Neo Geo MVS?
We're definitely
we have one.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yes, we have one.
Yeah, we got
right now. Wait, what did you say? Neo Geo, right?
Yeah, Neo Geo.
Yeah, we got one. We have Samurai Showdown in it.
Oh yeah.
We have Samurai Showdown. We have
we have different cartridges that we can actually switch out in that Neo Geo. That you just pop it out and pop it right in. We have Samurai Showdown 2, a soccer game, Puzzle Bobble, a baseball game,
Baseball All Stars,
Baseball All Stars,
probably the best arcade baseball game ever, in my opinion. But
so that's one thing we definitely talked about. If one of these goes down, or we want to put in a new rotation, definitely love to get a couple more Neo Geo.
Right.
The one thing that just popped in my head, and I know it's always been a space hog, is Daytona USA. But I can just imagine.
I bought one, but
right.
Yeah, I can just imagine like a 4-player Daytona with a bunch of drunk people playing, trying to drive.
I found a 2-player Daytona for like, $700 for 2 of them. I mean, that's
that's a deal for that.
Right.
Oh, definitely.
So we're like, man, I'm just looking at them. I'm like, it's just way too big. We can't do it. They look great, but we just couldn't.
We have Hydro Thunder and Fast and Furious didn't make the cut, unfortunately, because of space.
We were looking at Mario Kart arcades, which are just awesome.
Which we might make space for.
Right. We're gonna,
I actually saw one of those when I was in Japan, and I was just like, oh my goodness.
Right. I mean, it's genius. Like
and you all link them together, and it's
right. They have up to 8 linked up together. I don't know if we do all 8, because then we'd just be on Mario Kart bar. But
right. Maybe we can get 2 in here somewhere.
Right.
Like I said, I mean, you could just get enough drunk people trying to drive playing those games. That would be a show on its own.
Drinking and driving, yep.
Right.
Yeah. No drinking and driving at home, kids. Just
right.
We don't need that.
Not okay.
Give me all your drinks instead.
You don't need no more. You're like way too deep already.
Oh, whatever, man.
Right. So yeah. So anyway, Muhammad and YL, we need to wrap it up pretty soon. I want to get to actually some of the really deep, really cool stuff that came out this weekend before we break. But before we move on to the next thing, where can people learn more about Ready Player One? Like, do you guys have a Twitter, Facebook, regular website? What?
We have our Facebook right now. Mainly our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/RPO Detroit. We also have Instagram and same thing, RPO Detroit. And most likely before Friday, before grand opening, our website, rpodetroit.com, will be live too. And you can find our menus, some games, some drinks, and more info on things and how to contact us and things for events and all that. So that's our thing. Mainly, the website will be up very soon.
Cool. And so basically, the Facebook page is your main page of contact. What about an email?
Email right now it is rpodetroit.com or gmail.com. Whoops.
rpodetroit at gmail.com. Okay. That's cool. And you guys open this Friday what time?
This Friday, doors open at 5 p.m. for a grand opening.
Until when?
Till 2 a.m. that
Till
night.
2. Stay late night. Oh, you know what? Actually, there was one more important thing I wanted to ask you guys. And this concerning is like tokens. How do you get tokens? Is it just going to be a token machine? You guys, how are you going to handle that?
We're going to have a token machine, but as well, we're going to hand them out. So if you're buying a drink or buying some food, we're going to hand you tokens. You know, we're gonna be throwing tokens out there. I don't think anybody out there, if they lost their tokens or didn't have any more, we put them right back in their hands. You know,
make it rain with tokens. Make it rain.
Right. You know, this is gonna be one of those places. Like, growing up, I didn't beat many arcades, or if any. Here you can do it. You can play through a game and have fun and play parts of it you've never even been to. So that's a good thing I really like about this place.
Sweet. That's awesome, guys. Thanks for being on the show. We appreciate it. But if you want to stick around, a couple of topics that we're getting ready to talk about that I think you'll find very interesting. You probably were in on all the commotion that we had with the two new trailers that dropped this weekend. The first of which was the New Mutants, dude. The New Mutants movie trailer was wow. That thing was incredible. Like, it's going to be like a superhero horror movie. I mean, a lot of people kind of thought the New Mutants was going to end up being, you know, basically the kids at the X Mansion, and they're learning from, you know, Charles Xavier. They're like the real next generation of mutants. No, this is like going in a completely different path. What did you two think of the New Mutants trailer?
You know, honestly, I didn't even catch it yet. I caught Black Panther to miss that one.
All right, we'll talk about that next. But Muhammad, did you see it? The New Mutants trailer?
I did. I wasn't too familiar with New Mutants until I seen the trailer, and I just looked it up. But I mean, I'm excited. X-Men's probably my favorite Marvel series. So them staying in the mutant universe is cool. So I mean, I'm excited for that.
GQ and Super Nerd, what'd you think of the trailer?
I like the direction it's going in. I mean, I like the fact that they're willing to take a little bit more chances when it comes to the X universe, because, I mean, the films themselves have been getting better, but there was a time in there where the X films were kind of in jeopardy, and it's kind of like in question as to whether or not they can improve on them. And this trailer is basically showing some signs that, okay, you guys are ready to take it serious. You're ready to go a different direction. So I'm looking forward to it. Definitely excited about it.
Super Nerd?
Oh, I definitely like this one. I mean, I haven't liked anything Fox put out as far as X-Men properties, and you know how I am with my X-Men.
Absolutely.
I think this is a great direction they're going with. And if you know the New Mutants, the first few issues has a horror element to it. So when I saw that, I said, that's it. I think they got to hit this on the money right now. I'm excited about this. I definitely want to see this, and I'm definitely excited.
Dado, what'd you think of it?
I know nothing about the New Mutants, and again, like what I did know is I thought it was part of the X-Men universe, and I thought it was just like, you know, another team, like, you know, you had the X Factor or what have you. That's what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, so when I saw the trailer, I'm like, this looks like a horror movie, and I'm like, shouldn't that be coming out now for like Halloween? But,
but did it intrigue you though? What you saw?
It looked interesting. I want to go see it because I support comic book movies. Because if you don't, they're going to stop making them, and I want to see them eventually.
They never stop making them.
Yeah, I think that ship is sailed.
If people stop going to see them, they'll stop making them. If they're not making money, they're going to stop making them, dude. Kind of like slasher movies. They don't happen too much anymore. But I digress. I want to go see it because it does look a little interesting. But I'm not as excited for it as I am Black Panther.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Black Panther, that was absolutely the next thing that came out. It surprised everybody on Monday when it dropped. Came out Monday morning, and it spread like wildfire. Everybody was going bananas over this thing. And it was well-deserved. I thought, you know, everything about it was really well done. How they portrayed Wakanda, how they portrayed Claw, how they portrayed Killmonger. I mean, everything about it. GQ, what stood out to you about this Black Panther trailer?
I'm actually gonna let YL go because he said this is one of the ones that he did get to see. So
okay.
Let him go.
No, I think that stood out. I didn't know how. I think Michael B. Jordan is Killmonger. I didn't know how he would do, and, you know, being one of the protagonists, I thought, you know, I didn't think he'd be that great, but they just showed him just the interactions with everything. I love the techno feel almost they gave it with all the music and what was going on. The action was awesome. Just everything about it looked great. I mean, I really
looks epic.
Yeah, I haven't really gotten into a lot of the comic book movies, but this one was just sick. I loved it.
The trailer.
Yeah, the trailer, just the trailer. I'm definitely one of those. I'm gonna go see it. I don't see many movies anymore.
Oh yeah, I can relate. It's got to really catch your attention in order for you want to go see it. This is definitely one of them. GQ, your comments.
Like I said, enjoyed the trailer. I like the fact that they're showing that their technology is well beyond,
way beyond Stark.
It's like,
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just the fact that it's like, yeah, Stark does some interesting things, but it's like, dude, wait till you see what they do in Wakanda. But I also like the fact that Angela Bassett was more Storm than Halle Berry was in all of the years that she played Storm.
That's
just
shade.
Like 2 seconds in just 2 seconds of a trailer. So it's like
shade.
Let's be honest. I mean, we had that dream. We wanted Angela Bassett to be Storm years ago for that movie came out.
So, I mean, I'm sorry. It's just she had the accent down. She had that that presence. So it's just like, oh my God, what could have been basically. But no, the trailer looks amazing. You guys know I'm very, very biased towards Disney, and I'm sorry, Disney likes to make money, and this one's gonna make a ton
of money. In a month that typically doesn't make a lot of money for movies, February. Well, actually, I think Deadpool kind of started to reverse that trend a little bit when it came out in February and made a bunch of money, and nobody expected it to. But this is going to blow that completely out of the water. I mean, everything about it, like from how Killmonger was portrayed, like I said, Claw with his sonic disruptor arm. I mean, finally we see that. That was fantastic. I know a certain muscle bound friend of ours was just absolutely giddy after he saw this trailer. Did you hear from him? What do you think, Simone?
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying he already, like, even the first trailer that dropped, even though I'm the first one to introduce Black Panther to him because he was such a Batman fan. And I said, man, there's a guy out there who will destroy Batman. Has technology, has his own country and everything. He said, no, there's not. There's nobody better than Batman. I said, yes, Black Panther. Guarantee you. And then ever since then, he's been a Black Panther fan.
That's awesome.
So thank you to me. But yeah, the movie is general. Like, I'm just floored to finally see this on the big screen. This is amazing. This is an amazing time just for even a Black superhero in general, and to represent every nationality. Because it's Wakanda. That's dope.
Do you think that they're releasing Black Panther in February because of Deadpool, or because it's February?
Black History Month.
Because it's Black History Month, man. Really? I mean, really? Was that really a question? Yeah. Come on, it's Black History Month. Of course they were. No, really, it was Black History Month.
Like
it's not. No,
could be a summer blockbuster.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Here's it's twofold. It's twofold. As you know, Spider-Man: Homecoming pushed its schedule because Black Panther originally.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Black Panther originally I think was supposed to be where Thor Ragnarok is.
Yep.
And then Thor Ragnarok was going to be the last movie before Infinity War.
Yep.
Which would have basically been a February or March release. I think also the second part of that is obviously the Black History Month tie-in, but think about it. Nothing else is going to be released around that time. That movie's going to own the theaters for the entire month. So I mean, it's Disney makes money, dude. I'm sorry, that's what they do, and I'm sorry, they're going to own February or they're going to own May. Nobody's going to do anything in May. You may as well just not even think about releasing a movie in next May, because Infinity War is going to be the only movie I go see for the entire month. Sorry, period. I'm sorry.
No.
Isn't Ant-Man and Wasp coming out next year too?
Probably.
Yeah, I think
Infinity
so.
War.
Yeah, it's all about Infinity War. Absolutely. Very much like it's going to be all about Star Wars in December, because just get out of the way. Don't even go to the movie theater if you're not going to see anything but Star Wars. Honestly, it's going to be that good. Yeah, that was fantastic. But unfortunately, we don't have a whole bunch more time left. We got about maybe like 5 minutes left. Muhammad and YL, if there's anything that you wanted to say about Ready Player One, go ahead and shoot a little bit of an advertisement promotion for you guys right now.
Well, first I want to say thank you to everybody who came out this past soft opening. The reviews, I mean, they showed a lot of love. When even the good, bad, we're definitely going to take everybody's suggestions to make this place a lot better. But this Friday, October 20th at 5 p.m., our doors open for a grand opening, 5 p.m. until 2 a.m. So we're come check us out. The food is amazing. The drinks are great. The atmosphere, I guarantee you'll love it. It really did take a lot of time, a lot of love, putting the work into this place. and it's at the corner of Fort and Brush. Address is 407 East 4th Street, Detroit 48226. And any info, reach us on Facebook, facebook.com/RPO Detroit.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. It was fantastic having you on.
Thank you.
I mean, it was a great show. We had a great experience at Ready Player One. We can't wait to come back down there and do something with you guys again. It was really a great time. Great location. I mean, I applaud you guys. It was a fantastic spot you guys got too. Fantastic spot.
Thank you.
No problem.
And thanks for having us as well. We really appreciate that. Junkie Nation.
Yeah, believe me, anytime.
Pleasure,
yes, that's right. Our pleasure. We'll hook up. We'll have to do something else again with you guys for sure. But anyway, guys, that's going to be our show for the week. We hope you all had a really fantastic time learning about Ready Player One. Any comments, please do leave them on our Facebook page. Also hit up Mohammed Awayel at our on their Facebook page. We'll put a link attached in the comments as well to the page, or search Facebook for Ready Player One Bar and Arcade. That's where you'll find them. Super Nerd, what you gonna be up to the rest of the week, dude?
Putting some more stuff back into my place. You know, fixing up and everything, unpacking stuff still. Actually, I got to unpack my comic books and put them back in order. I guess what I just found? I just found my New Mutants book.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. How about that? Nice product placement.
Well, this is the newer one, you know, but still, this was a great read, actually.
Right.
Yeah, so, just, putting out my action figures and stuff, my collectibles, putting them out. So, you know,
all right.
That's it.
Geeking up the place. Dido and GQ, what are you guys going to be up to this week?
Well, I'm going to be tackling more of my video game collection, and more than likely going to be streaming it on Twitch. GQ and I did a sit down for the Junkies play. Get out of here.
What?
What?
What was that all about, sir?
I don't know whether. Wow.
And as I was saying, that there's a few episodes of Culture Junkies play coming that GQ and I did that are going to be coming on the internet pretty soon. So I hope you guys check it out.
GQ, what about you, dude?
I'm probably gonna stop by Dido's house and pick up the footage from that play session and start editing it. But I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely gonna get down to Ready Player One because I'm sorry that was just too much fun this past weekend. So
yes, it was.
So I'm definitely gonna be down there again this weekend.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll have to make a date of it for all of us to kind of get together and go on down there. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what you guys got. Oh man, that was the other thing that we didn't talk about. Remember Super Nerd, what they had when they brought us our bills? They had them in jewel cases, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, it was sweet. It was like video game jewel cases. It was sweet. It was so that was a fantastic idea. It was a very fantastic idea. It was great, inspired.
Keep your eye on the little details like that around the bar that we really hope, you know, we're not going to say too much about, but they're just little details that we feel are subtle and are cool, and real gamers are really going to get a kick out of it. So
absolutely.
Not real gamers, but heavy gamers, I guess.
yeah. Everybody will be able to appreciate that. Absolutely. So anyway, guys. Anyway, Junkies, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna be here right back next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and fill you with some more awesome stuff that you just can't do without. For GQ and for Super Nerd and for the great Dadakuji, Wael and Mohammed, our guests, I'm Kenshiro. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.
And